I'm Technical Sergeant Amanda Kopecki, and I'm here to show you what emergency management can do. Emergency management is awesome because we are able to respond to a variety of different scenarios, including a biological lab where we're trying to figure out exactly what's being produced and what's being made and how it's being made, and pulling that intelligence from the scene. And it's cool because we can find a suspicious powder and realize, hey, you know what, this is going to be a homemade explosive that they're working with. We can find specific types of radiation and identify how much is located in a certain area. And then also doing like vehicle searches, we're just such a well-rounded response capability that's what makes our job so cool. This whole setup that we ran through is to show all of the on-scene incident commanders exactly what we can provide them.
Possibly explosive substance.
It kind of depends on the situation, but we would be working for fire department. Usually fire department's going to end up being the incident commander, but we could assist with OSI and security forces. If they come upon a scene and they don't know exactly what they're working with, we can put that scene together, we can collect the intelligence from the scene, and we can provide that for the incident commander to make better decisions in a quicker way.
Here what we're allowing them to do is setting up various scenarios that differ from every day, and allow them to go and they hit a target or hit an objective, and they have a chance to reconstitute, retrack, and attempt to hit it again. So that way they're getting that redundant practice for those small unit techniques, and then also building their confidence to how to work in a smaller 4-person team. Over the last week and a half, we've done ruck march, shoot, move, communicate course, small unit tactics, convoy operations. We also did vehicle recovery, teaching them how to utilize a winch and recovery systems in case their vehicle gets stuck, as well as confidence chamber testing. Ultimately, our goal is not just for chemical or biological or radiological or even homemade explosive HME type stuff. The goal is that if they were to come across a scenario, that they could at least pinpoint and identify what hazard or threat they're dealing with greater ease.
In order to better prepare them for deployment scenarios, the troops were thrusted into high-stress situations to challenge their decision-making abilities.
It was a challenge from day one. Physically, mentally, when you're in tight situations and you get that moment of tunnel vision, just seeing them allow us to not only just work through those issues, but also overcome those issues. The goal is to get familiarized, get comfortable with the uncomfortable. That was one of the biggest takeaways from us doing these exercises day in and day out.
To further test their abilities, increase course realism, and embrace the new emergency management landscape, troops worked alongside their EOD counterparts, just like they may have to in a deployed environment.
One of the big things we keep reiterating is straight from General Brown, you accelerate change or you lose. What this allowed us to do is minimize simulation and run it as realistically as possible. So we worked with our host with the 452nd Reserve Command, have EOD with us, and we're able to test out both of our skill sets on the same type of scenario. When you go down range, you want to be able to know that the person next to you can carry their own weight. So you have to go to a training site and prove that you know what you're doing before you're allowed to go into the AOR. The advantage that we have here with the 163rd is they fielded a team for the VALX this year, a few months ago, and outperformed every other team in the Air Force. So we have the best team right here at the 163rd with top-line equipment, providing training to everybody else.
If you like helping people during a time of crisis, emergency management is the career field for you. Senior Master Sergeant Elizabeth Ross, I am the Emergency Manager for their 102nd Intelligence Wing. Air Force Emergency Management is responsible for planning, coordinating, and executing actions to prepare for, respond to, and recover from various types of emergencies and disasters. This includes natural disasters like hurricanes, winter storms, and power loss, as well as man-made incidents such as chemical spills or terrorist attacks. We develop strategies, train personnel, and ensure resources are in place to effectively manage emergencies and safeguard personnel, assets, and the surrounding environment. The Air Force's chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear wartime mission involves protecting personnel, equipment, and resources from the effects of these hazards during times of conflict. Drill weekends, we train our wartime CBRN mission, which includes learning software, identifying CBRN materials, and practice responding. We work closely with Coast Guard, Army, FAA, and all of our JVCC counterparts in surrounding towns to develop plans for response to any type of emergency. Deployments are changing for the career field. We now train with Army and Marine CBRN teams to ensure we are ready for any scenario we are tasked to do. It could be confirming CBRN weapons in a clandestine lab or working at a headquarters providing recommendations to theater commanders. During drill weekends, we train specifically for these missions. We will work closely with other emergency managers from all disciplines and have a foot in the door when it comes to civilian careers. You will develop skills such as crisis management, risk assessment, disaster response planning, communication, leadership, and coordination. In addition to a comprehensive background in CBRN weapons, you will master emergency management software and tools, putting you above your competition.
Desert Dragon 2024 is an exercise to where we are starting to sharpen our CBRN skills for the Air Force. We are transitioning from being mainly a stationary force to being a more mobile and agile force.
CBRN is here to ensure everybody knows how to survive in a chemical warfare environment so that the mission doesn't stop and we can continue to project air power.
What kind of containers are those liquid in?
Exercise, 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 alarm, red.
At the end of the day, our goal is to generate combat air power with air superiority anywhere in the world at any time.
It's a lot. I came in fresh out of tech school, doing the upgrade training here, and then boom, teach a CBRN class. We're activating the EOC, there's a pandemic, and you do feel a sense of responsibility. Like, I need to learn my job, I need to know my job so that I can be more helpful, more useful, and help other fellow airmen because they rely on me as well, just as much as I'm relying on them.
So the Emergency Operations Center is part of the National Incident Management System, where we put a bunch of experts together in a room during a declared emergency incident. We help manage the incident, manage resources, prioritize missions, things like that.
This graph right here is being updated every day. We watch those numbers. I'm only a senior airman, but I'm being exposed with our commander, other officers, higher ranking officers, the EOC director. Every time I come here, I feel like I have importance in this career.
It's been incredibly important to have Airman Russ and Airman Davis from 919th. The fact that they were available in here to help us, augment us.
My name is Staff Sergeant Hart. I am the NCOIC of Emergency Management. CBRN stands for Chemical, Biological, Radiological, and Nuclear, what is sometimes referred to as Weapons of Mass Destruction, or WMDs. It's also used as a catch-all term referring to any of the things that we do in relation to defending ourselves against those capabilities, whether it be CBRN classes or CBRN defense actions or equipment.
My name is A1C Hepburn, and I am an emergency management apprentice. We are defending against chemical agents that can harm or hurt the body, biological agents that can alter how your body works, radiological, things that can also harm your body on a radiation level, and nuclear. We're just making sure that everybody stays safe and protected in environments where those agents are highly likely to be around or be used by the enemy.
MOP gear is kind of the term that people refer to it by. The official name is the JS List suit, which consists of both the M50 mask along with the protective oversuit itself, along with protective rubber boots and gloves. The term MOP comes from Mission-Oriented Protective Posture, which everybody refers to as MOP levels, which range from MOP Ready, which is simply having your gear, all the way up to MOP 4, which is full suit with mask, gloves, and boots. Some of the other equipment that the average individual will use, M8 paper and M9 paper, or commonly called M9 tape. Equipment acts as a detection capability. It reacts to chemical agents and changes color, allowing the average user who isn't a specialist in this career field to be able to identify the presence or absence of contamination. By the average user being able to at least get an initial identification of what the threat is, this enables both them to have an idea of what they need to be worried about, but also gives more information. And the more information we can get from across the base and gets reported back to us helps us make recommendations to the commanders as far as MOP level, defensive posture, actions that we need to take.